Alright, Supergiant Games, you and I need to have a chat about timing. Because I worked on a video for about 2 weeks with radio silence. And in the day I upload, you drop the next major update. So here I am, forced to make another video on this amazing roguelike where Prometheus is now nigh unstoppable. Not to mention the new threat. Typhon, the father of all monsters. So here we are, back to Hades 2 in basically no time at all. Here I am going to try and compose my thoughts and push through the frustration that, despite immediately pushing out a video as fast as I could on one of my favorite games of all time, the studio released the next major update literally within 24 hours. So with that said, I'm going to walk you guys through my run for the major update. First big one where I went the right direction and I tried to get as strong as I could to take on whatever challenges I might face. Here you can see, as soon as I get into the city of Erebus, I start looking at either Aphrodite or Apollo. And pretty much with the Moonstone Axe, your best option is to go with as much stopping power as you can feasibly get your hands on. My options aren't really that great for stopping power, but I did see a Daedalus hammer and health. I'm going to need health to survive taking damage from things when I don't know what the hell they do. After much needed bulking up and some bird hunting of my own that Dick Cheney would be proud of, we move on to the Daedalus hammer, where I really try and bump up my power. Well, remember what I said about all you really want from the Moonstone Axe is stopping power? Well, that's about the ultimate upgrade that you can pray for when it comes to just stopping power. Alright, I don't know if you caught it or not, but we're going into a boon reward room for Hermes, the god of speed, messaging, stuff like that. And when you have a big swinging weapon like this, where you're focused on just one heavy hit, there is an upgrade that Hermes can give you that is just 30% more attack speed. Alright, we didn't get the attack speed boon, and I didn't want to use a reroll on this, but we got a dodge boon out of it, and that dodge boon is going to scale incredibly well into the late game. So if we get all the way up to the new update zone, we should be pretty durable. Instead of needing to attack faster and more often, we can focus on delivering one huge hit and hope that we just dodge retaliation. Here you can kind of see me manipulate one thing about the axe, is that you can charge up the big swing and then dash in the middle of it to drag your swing to a new location. Alright, so we went through, got a mana boon to increase our maximum mana. Nothing really to report on that. And here we're going for Aphrodite for one huge reason. Because she has the ability to buff your damage when enemies are closer to you when you hit them.
beautiful heart. Worth the risk.
So here I re-rolled it hoping that we would find something to do with our special and close range damage that was a little bit better. I think there was something in the beginning shop about that one, but I didn't end up finding it. I found something that was actually better for this circumstance. Health is really important in this game, and when trying to push to this leg at the end where all this updated stuff is, so you need health. You are going to take damage. I don't care what your build is, how fast you are, what you're doing, you're going to get hit. You need to be able to tank some damage for this. Alright, here I do a debatably questionable move where I see I could get a lot of dodge chance, but I need a form of damage other than my big heavy swing. It's far too slow. I need my special to actually put in some work. Here I am actually faced with an incredibly tough choice, which is raise dodge chance and possibly slow, or upgrade one of my only two powers that I have right now, which are all of my damage, and get a lot of health. I chose health and damage.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Here you can see me pick a trinket for the next leg of the run. I could go Dissident Bell and just try to absolutely blow up my opponent like I want, but that also makes me take more damage, and when I don't know what I'm heading into, electing to just take 20 to 30% more damage is not really an option that I have. So if you don't know, Hephaestus has a boon where you take less damage and regenerate magic power when you do take damage. This could potentially be the key to surviving this run if I can pull it off. Worst case scenario, he enchants my cast to do 3 instances of damage, which will give me another buff.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Here I am faced with an incredibly difficult decision. I could dramatically increase my health, but I decide to give myself that triple burst of damage from my cast. Here I had to settle for taking a random upgrade, a nectar, getting a good upgrade I should say, and then trying again for Hephaestus. If I can get this damage mitigation and still have good dodge chance, I might actually be able to tank my way through this problem.
Beginning attack mode.
I see you.
Now, here is where things get really spicy because now I can just full swing at the beginning of every encounter. Just for 7 seconds, I go whole hoss. If I can remember, I am invincible. Here is a great example of not being specific with what you ask for because I get the weakest version of the Hermes upgrade I was looking for earlier. 10% would still change some things about our swing time, but not nearly enough.
This. Transfer now.
Alright, so here you can see I'm kind of desperate for just about any boon I can get my hand on, both because it will upgrade my dodge, but also because it could give me things that either increase my health, mitigate damage, increase my magic, something. I just need as much as I can get my hands on, and I will go flat broke doing it.
Hey, babe. Wait, so Prometheus is supposed to be in charge where the real action is? Thought he was busy getting pecked to the brink of death over and over by some bird.
I can attest he and that bird have come to terms. Come on, have pity on me, Eris. I have to deal with fire and feathers here and again at the top of Olympus.
It is a pretty good appeal, babe. But unfortunately for you, I don't have a heart. So come on, here comes your first helping of fire and feathers for the night. Things are heating up. Yeah, burn it all down. Here I am. Come here, babe. Spicy. I'll be right with you. Want more? One last gasp. How could you be so cruel?
She never learns.
So right about here is where the next major leg of the update starts, the Mountain of Olympus. This is right where the game would end if you went to the level up top before this most recent patch. You couldn't even really get Athena's boon until now because it just wasn't ready yet. You couldn't even check your affection level with her. Which goes on to say that I would like to remind everyone that this game is not finished yet. So you may see things in this playthrough that don't add up. Percentages where the math is weird. Prime not working properly. Things are going to be kind of out of whack, and I just ask for a little bit of patience.
Olympian defenses.
Okay, I would like to explain why I didn't take the obvious main attack problem solver. Armor cannot be one shot over no matter how much damage you do. You can only break the armor no matter how much armor is left. So if I do 2,000 damage to one armor because I crit, it just breaks the armor and doesn't finish killing the guy. With my special doing 200% damage-ish and scaling into shredding armor with how many times it hits, it solves this problem for the build.
Hear me on my authority. Wow.
To greater victory.
It's Poseidon. Olympus, I accept this message.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I skipped a bunch of rooms because they were just hell to get through. I didn't lose anything, didn't really gain anything of worthy note, really. And here, it doesn't really change very much either. The problem starts coming in with this Prometheus fight. I don't know if you know this, but Prometheus is incredibly fast and predictive of your movements and attacks. He has a dodge mechanic now. So when your whole thing is you hit one time and you hit really fucking hard, it doesn't go very well.
A brief word. Gods could learn something from mortals, you know. For all their many failings, they have an admirable tendency to cling to hope. A certain quality we deathless often lack.
Hope can be the salve for the naive. So many mortals hope they'll never die. A feeling born of delusion and fear.
Yes, mortals live short, painful lives. And even still they strive for something greater than they mostly can achieve. I fight for them. You gods fight only for yourselves. Go, Kratos. Leave this place.
Visions of flame.
Combust. Legions on me. Thanatos and I have done what needed to be done. Now you go do the same. Was there nothing?
So now there should have been a lot of things that were pretty obvious during that fight. One, I wasn't doing a lot of damage. Two, Prometheus had a lot of health. And three, he burned all of my Death Defiances. So I'm up to the new content right here. Normally after Prometheus, that's where it ends. But, yeah, I have no Death Defiances, not a lot of health. I'm pretty screwed.
Shouldn't take too long.
And done.
Good tidings, Eunice.
This storm.
Alright, and now that we're like to the summit and we're here with the new content, I'm going to actually tone down the memes, I'm going to tone down the jokes, I'm going to tone down the voiceover, and I'm just going to let you guys witness all this freaking craziness that's up here.
Carefully now. Higher up. That's... God. All these monstrosities. Oh no. Back to dust. watched. That's a tail. That monster, that was Typhon. Strength of the sea.
Treasure from the sea.
Victory. This is a lamprey.
Hey, hey!
Hermes, you're here.
You made it all the way up here. That's great. Except what isn't great is Typhon. You've run into him already, probably. A mountain-sized monstrosity and all his brood?
This storm, this infestation. All of this is Typhon's doing then. How did he get here? How do we stop him?
No easy answers for you, except Gramps brought this on us, all part of his plan. The others can hold fast a while in Pop's palace, but they need your help. I better report to Heck. Be safe.
You too. In the name of Hades. The father of all monsters. Can't sense his life force at all.
That's right.
Just a
All
bow.
that effort,
It's just
all that
another
prep,
bow.
all that planning, and I get smoked in under a minute against the big man himself. So that's really where we're at. If you guys want to see more of the runs where I try to make it to Typhon, feel free to leave a comment.